Sundance. Yes, welcome to the Impact Lounge and welcome to Pull Focus. So thank you, all of you, who have come in, I know it's 8 early, to Sundance just to experience networking, some fun, some liveliness, and that is what we hope to bring to you tonight. As well as tomorrow, we have got a full day planned from 9 till about 4, and also for those of you staying at 5 o'clock, we have an excellent evening, Kerry Washington. So we've got a lot planned as you go into your Sundance experience. But a lot of people have asked me, I'm Heather Mason, I'm the CEO of Caspian Agency. Thank you. I'm the CEO and founder of the Impact Lounge, and a lot of folks have asked me, why did I name this Pull Focus? And most of you filmmakers know that when a focus puller brings an object into sharp relief, they're making a choice. They are playing with attention. Two things can be true at once, the foreground and the background. And when we think of images like this, there are actually two stories happening. And our choice is which one we want to focus on. And so Pull Focus to me represents that our stories, our films, our creators, anything that we're working with in media can actually both be wildly entertaining and also really impactful. And those things can be both true at once. However we want people to focus on it, we can do so. And this particular Pull Focus, I decided to do as a theme of the hero's journey because I wanted to remind us that we are the heroes we're looking for. And I think we know it. And we all do go on a hero's journey, right? I mean, sometimes hourly, really a lot. And we encounter the obstacles and the monster in the cave, AI. But we also get mentors, we get helpers, we get Yoda. Right? People have the film industry know Yoda. So we are going to explore all of those different pieces of the social media system to remind us that all of these things are true at the same time. And one of the things when I think about the hero's journey, and I think of particularly, some of you know it well, the supernatural aid, the supernatural helpers, which in my mind is actually one of the best parts. Because you find those Tinkerbell, you find all sorts of characters that help us along the way. And I look at what happens with the creator universe, who I see some of our helpers along the way. And I get excited, I know it's scary for me too, that the media landscape is shifting, it is fracturing before our very eyes, and yet that also leads to growth. It leads to diverse voices. It leads to new stories. And we all want that in the movie industry. We want those new stories. And this gives us a way to explore them. And so, what does that look like? Well, let's check out a creator and what I have created in the film industry right now.
These are the best few movies that just added to watching this with 3D. This is one of the most incredible displays of horror filmmaking made by people under the age of 45. You'd rather see this thing with photos or apps cinematic YouTube videos from the last decade. And this is their debut movie, gentlemen. It's phenomenal. Freaked me out so bad that I got up and almost left during the second viewing. Why did I see it 2 times in theaters? I don't know. Run, Lola, run. Now, I have severe ADHD, and this movie captures what feels like you chugged 2 cans of Red Bull in a matter of 15 minutes in each one. The soundtrack is incredible. It takes place in 3 different scenarios. It made in 1998. It has such a youthful, fun, playful energy to it. I just watched it today, like a few weeks ago. Just to get myself ready for it. It doesn't. So, this is a weird Pulp Fiction coming of age style film that came out in 1999 that kind of takes place during Christmas. It follows 3 separate people in Los Angeles. I'm so happy this is available for free because this movie needs to be it's so fun, so engaging. It's sincerely one of my favorite movies in the 1990s. The Last Black Man in San Francisco. This is one of the A24 films that no one talks. It's bizarre, but it's one of the most well-crafted films now. It was our entire backlog. It's so convenient. It has this beautiful artificial aesthetic to it that I think very much Wes Anderson, but it's done in such a homemade way, and there's nothing else like this film. It's one of the most beautiful films of 2010. Raging Bull, Martin Scorsese's values from 1988. Was said that Martin Scorsese doesn't even like boxing. He didn't even know how he was going to make this movie. I think he found a core connection with Jake Connor, played by Rocky McCarroll, watching it performance. I've seen this film way too many times. I'm obsessed with the ballet-like fight scenes and the boxing scenes. They're some of the greatest shot and storyboarding scenes in movie history. It's one of the most mind-boggling movies I've ever seen. It inspires me to no end.
Yeah. Woohoo! So the thing I really like about that is I'm a Gen Xer, and there were some really Gen X films in there. And I've been coming to Sundance since 1994, and there were some films that I saw when they premiered here at Sundance, and now it's like some sort of vintage look through history. But I really like that, and I also like the fact that it's about Tubi, which, when you come tomorrow, we do have the CEO Kickstarter in conversation to talk about their brand new deal with Tubi, which brings us films like this. And lastly, I will say that it reminds me of our Lumen Awards, where we give encore awards for films that deserve a second look. And I will say, I also agree with Lola. Run, Lola, Run does make you feel like you've chugged 3 Red Bulls and had some espresso beans. But to talk about all of these things and to give us a little more insight into why he did this, I would like to welcome Manny on Films, otherwise known as Manny Leota, up to the stage.
Hello.
All right, now what gen are you? Friend Gen X.
I guess I was born in 1997, so what is that, Gen Z? I try to stay away from the gen conversation. I don't know. I traverse space and time.
You're gen fluid.
Yes, absolutely.
I like it. Okay, so first of all, what made you start Manny on Films?
So it kind of goes back to, I was a child actor in Ohio. Growing up there, we only had one real big connection to acting. If you're really serious about it, you do the Ohio Shakespeare Festival. So I'd be doing that, and essentially, I mean, all these adult actors, much hero-wise, essentially, through my love of acting and through my love of media, very early age, I just really was fucked with them. I have severe ADHD, so actually my parents just put me on a rotation where I can't really chill out, and I did, and that was my piece. So I had a really crazy encyclopedia growing up, and all these actors that I would work with in Shakespeare would just quiz me and trivia me, and this and that, and I would be a bounce board with them. Because I loved film, I loved actors, I loved filmography, I liked the mythos of the business, and they all convinced me to make a thing called Movies with Manny, which is my brand. And I started that on YouTube in 2013. I was a small little kid with a speech impediment. I can barely public speak properly, and I mispronounce every single word, pretty much. And I was doing that for a very, very good amount of time on YouTube just for fun. And actually, COVID, boredom, TikTok era, certainly came to fruition. A lot of people started joining TikTok and kind of like shaping their own content creation. So actually, I was against it because I don't even use TikTok really. But then I decided in 2021 to give this a shot and start showcasing physical media, like Blu-ray, like DVDs, film. I wanted to showcase all that, and then naturally I just started talking about movies that were streaming. And that really, really took off in a way that I really wasn't expecting, considering it was basically just started with me and my bedroom talking about movies I loved when I had braces and I couldn't really understand half of the things I was even describing and articulating. So,
the thing I like about that, we're going to talk about neurodiversity later on the show, is you're saying some things like I had ADHD, I have speech impediment, and what do you think, when you look at the landscape of creators, I mean, to me, one of the nicest things is you can still become a big star. Do you think that would have been as possible or as easy in, let's say, the traditional Hollywood system?
No, not at all. And it's interesting to say that only because, as everybody knows, we have screens on our phones. We have portable movie devices, technically, movie watching devices. And with those devices, it gives people that opportunity to be on your phone and directly be in front of you in a way that the traditional old Hollywood way, and the business that's been from the 60s and changing from New Hollywood to what it was in the 90s, which is a really amazing era for Sundance and Park City especially. So now, this is giving people and really, really jump right to people's faces and eyeballs that normally wouldn't happen. And from that, you're getting some of the most incredibly talented people on planet Earth just on your phone screen. And it's scary. I agree with you. It's very intense. I have this love-hate relationship with film because of that. Because I'm a purist at heart, and I love old Hollywood, and I love how business has been for so long. I look at the 50s and the 60s more specifically, and I'm really blown away by what was made at that time period.
But you're also shining light on it, which I think is cool, because maybe it wouldn't get the light that you're bringing it. These kind of vintage films like 80s. Anyway, and I think that is a really nice way to bridge those two worlds that also might not have happened. And I will say, you now have 80,000 followers on TikTok, growing every day. And we are going to talk about fans next. So do you think of those 80,000 people as your fans? Do you think of them as your audience? How do you think of those why do you think those 80,000 people are watching you in your bedroom on your phone screen?
Sure. It's a very strange thing because I've always wanted to be famous in a weird way. A lot of my favorite filmmakers, especially a good filmmaker that I love named Nicholas Winding Refn, said that a lot. He's like, I always want to be famous. And I agree with that in a way because you have a responsibility when it comes to that. And you have an agenda to help if you're going to be on whatever platform you're going to be on. Having said that, though, it's strange because I don't look at my viewers, I don't look at the followers, I don't look at any of that. It's probably me disassociating, but I don't look at it as fans. I don't look at anybody as a fan. I just look at them as mutual admirers of the medium of cinema. And I am very, very, very pure in the sense of how much I care about film from all eras and all kinds of world history of cinema from around the world, from Denmark to Africa to Japan. I mean, from the 40s to the 70s to the 90s and onward. And if I can, I guess, translate that to people over a phone, and they respond to it, and they become a fan, I guess, of my words and the recommendations I give, well then, I guess that is some sort of companionship that I have with my audience. And it's funny because I'm a content creator by nature, my job, and that's what I do at heart and soul. I talk to my friends about movies all the time, and they're like, why don't you just make a video about it, buddy? So I'm like, okay, I will. And then it skyrockets. But at the end of the day, I'm a filmmaker as well, and I've been making films since 2010. And if there's a way to translate that fan base, that audience, to see me also as a content creator and a filmmaker, that's the greatest gift that I can try to maneuver in terms of it being all-encompassing, in terms of like what I want to do and what I want to give out. So
I like that. And my last question to you, because we are here all about social impact and bridging the worlds of entertainment and impact, do you see yourself a part of the social impact entertainment system? And if so, how?
Sure.
Or not?
I do, because I see very much my colleagues and myself changing the landscape inch by inch and day by day. A good friend of mine, his name is Curry Barker, he made a film called Obsession that I helped him kind of develop and work on, and it's now going to be a wide horror release by Focus Features, and we made that last year for no money, and he's also a content creator at heart, and a lot of people respond to him and his voice as a filmmaker, and people are scared of him because he's a terrifying filmmaker in a way, but it means that we're getting more and more people that are going to transcend being just a content creator and this relationship with becoming almost a relatable audience to the regular viewer, which is exactly who I'm trying to make movies for at the end of the day. So if it changes so more and more young people can relate to people talking about film and then just immediately go watch a film from 1980, Raging Bull, that's black and white, it's hard to watch, then what a gift that is. If we can keep that love and that discussion and that discovery of cinema alive, that's the greatest gift I can ask for. So I guess it's making an impact
It
Well,
is. I totally agree. Thank you, Manny, and thank you for everything you're doing around film. I appreciate you.
thank you so much. I want to give a huge shout out to Heather for putting all this together. What an honor it is to be here for at the last Park City Sundance. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Of course.
But isn't this fun? I mean, I really wish I was a kid now, so I could just make like films in my bedroom too. And I would. They'd all be about rom-coms. So you have to check out my rom-coms will save the world panel on Sunday, because I truly believe that it's actually meet cutes with meaning if you like the official. But you'll see the balloons, you'll see the suckers. This is what I do.